Hope that's okay. What up, guys? Total Control 871. I don't really know what I want to call this particular episode. I don't know if I'll call it headline news or maybe something else. Still, there is only one topic that is churning in the news, churning as the world is burning. Oh man, it is just an absolute shit fest out there. Today I want to come to you from, what am I coming to you from? It's CNN. This is an article entitled White Supremacists by Default: How Ordinary People Made Charlottesville Possible. This goes on like a 4-point bullet point. Each point is rather long. I'll link the article down below. You can read it at your leisure. But as you guys know, my shit tends to be rather lengthy, so I'm just gonna go down to number 2. Number 2 caught my interest in particular because of my ongoing civil right Parasite series that's going on. Maybe this will be, headline news, civil right Parasite part 3. I don't know. Okay, but number 2 reads, we can get these damn yakking ass seagulls to shut the fuck up. I guess they're exercising their First Amendment, huh? Alright, so, and it reads, this is number 2, President Trump's critics blast him for not coming out strong enough against the white racists who marched in Charlottesville. Trump initially denounced the egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. It was the many sides qualifier that infuriated some people. They wanted an unequivocal denunciation of racism from a leader. I would indeed agree with that. Trump's many sides response, though, wasn't that abnormal in the context of U.S. history. It used to be one of the norms for white political leaders to draw a moral equivalence between racists and those who suffer from their acts of brutality, historians say. It's the yes but rhetoric maneuver. Condemn racism, but add a qualifier to diminish the sincerity of what you just said. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. ran into this yes but response so much that he wrote about it in his letter from Birmingham jail. Yes, people, we civil rights activists get arrested and thrown in jail. And of course, decades later, sometimes if those same civil rights activists are still alive, they are sheepishly invited back to the state's capital for a hat-in-hand apology. Maybe even offered the keys to the city or some such ridiculousness like that. If I'm not mistaken, Ray Charles was offered just such an apology from the state of Georgia. Of course, they even went so far as to make his version of Georgia on My Mind the state's state official song. Anyway, getting back to my focus here. Okay, so he wrote, this is Dr. King writing, he wrote, I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in this stride toward freedom is not the white citizens, counselor, or the Ku Klux Klanner, but the white moderate, who is more devout to order than justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to be a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action. Can't agree with your methods. Boy, I am really identifying with this, I'm telling you. Okay, it goes on to say Dwight Eisenhower took the yes but approach when, and in case you're not following along with my past blogs, the yes but is just a new way of saying Sergeant Michael Goral's that's different. So that's where I'm going with this whole thing, you know. Whether you're saying, well, that's different. So there you go. It's a difference in tense, you know, present tense, past tense. Past tense is yes, but, as we see here, Dr. King writing. And that's different is present tense, meaning reflecting back on the efforts of civil rights activists, civil rights leaders. Not just simply the efforts, but the sacrifices, you know. These things don't come easy. I'm going to scroll down here some more. Like I say, this article is rather lengthy. It goes on to say that yes but approach is often used today to discredit the grievances of Black Lives Matter movement. Another professor says, whenever an unarmed black or brown person is shot by police, some deflect the issue by saying yes, but all lives matter. That's true, all lives do matter. However, all lives were never seen as disposable. That's what black people are saying when they say Black Lives Matter. It means that we were treated for hundreds of years like our lives simply did not matter. This can even be seen by the counter protesters, believe it or not. Excuse me, the skeeters, they are oh, well, it rained. The skeeters are coming for me. Oh shit, I think I got water on my damn phone. Bloody hell. I do not have money for a new phone. Excuse me. Just gotta... It does pretty good. Gotta get more. All right. Woo. Okay. So they're talking about the disposability of black people. That's what prompted us to say that our lives matter. It's what prompts cyclists like me to say cyclist lives matter. We can see, it's not just simply an opinion. We can see where cyclists are simply hit, killed, a couple of traffic tickets issued, and the driver is right back on the road. No big deal. It was only a cyclist. I'm segueing from that, or should I say staying on track here. So, excuse me, this is what they're saying. This is why black people say Black Lives Matter. We had been treated for a very long time. So even after the slavery had been abolished, even after segregation had been ended, the mentality, it still holds over. You can do what you want to black people. It's not that big of a deal. And I started talking about the counter-protesters and their extremely high percentage of white people. Okay? I think there's another CNN story, completely different, talking about the, what the fuck are they called? Antifa, whatever, anti-fascist, okay? And the way they get all done up in black ninja shit or whatever. And they're talking about those people in that particular article. They were talking about violence, the need for violence. Is violence the only method and the only viable way of contending the race relations? I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I, as of late, have migrated my opinion about a nonviolent approach to police tyranny. The egregious way that the goalpost was moved in my trial. And this is not just simply somebody being issued a couple of bogus traffic tickets, and that's it. This is a police agency that has gone to great lengths to deconstruct the safety measures that are afforded to a cyclist because they don't believe that a cyclist should be allowed to be safe on the road. They are very much indeed actively orchestrating a type of legal murder for cyclists. How should that be met? How should that be challenged? By the virtue of my nature, I would like that to be met, challenged, in a nonviolent way. I just don't really know if police understand nonviolence. The very fact that their job entails weaponry, guns, and that they have to take on this type of psychology of unassailable authority, and you will never question it, and if you do question it, then you will be charged with even more crimes of obstruction of justice. You see where I'm going? It's a very vicious, malicious thing here that your rights are systematically deconstructed. And, well, we saw what happened in both the Civil War and the fight for independence, and World War I and World War II. This is the language these people speak. Violence, armament. Okay? I would like for there to be a peaceful resolution, but I really don't know if police understand that language or not. Let's see. Hold on, I just want to check my time. Check my time. 12 and change. Okay. Civil right Parasite. I got a call from a relative last night. I really, really wish to God you could have just simply heard this phone call. Number one, well, she has a drinking problem, and when she does call me, it's usually she's always been drinking. I mean, this woman drinks every single day. When I went to my father's funeral a couple of years ago, she hosted me, she and her husband, and they have a lovely home. I suppose you would call her a functioning alcoholic. But you know, very lovely home, a very good income. Very good income. You know, really nice cars, and he's got a really, really nice truck and everything, pickup truck, and you can tell he babies it and everything. But the point that I'm making is that she gives me a call, and it's kind of comical to hear us both, I guess, cycle through what's been going on in my life, because she wants me to come and visit her, or she wants me to come and stay with her once I am clear of all of my legal woes. And I'm like 80% sure that I'm not going to be doing that. This woman is an alcoholic through experience. When you are not addicted and you go to live with somebody that is addicted, it never ends well. I'll spare you a whole big long story. It just doesn't end well. Also, she says, you know, because well, you know, if you just, it was a comical conversation. She's like, well, what are you gonna do for me if you come here? And I'm like, okay, so are we talking like rental or something? So I quote her a couple $100 that I could swing per month if I were to go, because I'm just tossing things out just to sate my own curiosity. And she goes, okay, but apparently that wasn't necessarily what she was talking about. What she was trying to ask me was, what am I going to do with my life? It's a hell of a question, at least for me anyway. Talking about a man who has been corralled into the depths of suicide for the past couple of years now. I really don't know how to describe it to you. Every single day, I really don't like saying depression, anxiety, because I understand you guys, your minds automatically default to chemical imbalance, you need medicine, and that's not it. It's just been the police tyranny and the way it pressures you into the suicide. I don't want to talk too much about that, I guess, today. You go to sleep with it, you wake up with it every single fucking day. That's all I can really tell you. You know, it's just there. It's there now. It's just simply there every single day. And the only way it's ever going to go is if I am given my civil rights, not a pill. Civil rights. Equality. Okay, and of course, I'm trying to explain all of this to my aunt. Technically, she's my cousin, but because she was always so much older than me, I just called her my aunt. So, and I'm explaining this to her, and she goes, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth." She's like, basically, she's saying to me, you know, that's why you're in all this trouble. It's your mouth. Your mouth gets you into all this trouble. How can I explain my family to you? My family, oh my God, what are they like? The original civil rights parasites. They are very much indeed a house nigga. I know, but you're probably like, what? He called his family a what? They are. Let me see if I can maybe explain this to you a little bit better. See if I can call up some pictures here real quick. Oh, ooh. Oh my God. Oh, here you go. This is a picture of. I hope you can see it because I know I'm out in the sun or whatever. This is a picture. Hope it's not too close, too far. I don't really know, you know, what this camera can see or sense. So I'll just kind of like go in and out, and hopefully you'll get a good sense. This is a picture of Jackson Dunbar. This is my grandfather. Jackson Dunbar, if you can tell, it's a very old picture that's kind of, you know, ripped up there and put back together. You can see in the bulge, there's a bulge in his pocket, and he kept his 38. This is Florida, by the way. Jackson Dunbar, and this is Dunbar Hotel. This apparently that's the placard for it. It is a historical landmark in Gainesville, Florida. Are you seeing it okay? There's my hideously fat ass. And front porch. And so Jackson Dunbar, there in the concrete of the steps, written in. And you know what's so ironic is that when that was written into the wet concrete of the steps, that was like ages before I was ever even born, and yet it's eerily similar to my childhood handwriting. I just found it really, I always found it really creepy that it was almost like my handwriting was handed down genetically. Anyway, oh shit, wait a minute, I guess I'll show you my aunt. I think I still have a picture of her. Then again, maybe I don't. I thought I had a picture of my auntie. No, I don't. Anyway, so Jackson Dunbar, I don't think anybody, to this day, nobody really knows exactly what his racial makeup was. Very light-skinned. Dunbar, you know, Irish. Did his, you know, people come from Ireland? I don't know. He was a piece of work. But anyway, they were a people. My relatives are very, very money-oriented. Very money-oriented. I asked them what led them to New Jersey, the casinos. They wanted better paying jobs. That's admirable. But I'm trying to keep my focus here. They're very, very pro-establishment. All of the things that the Underground Railroad did, civil rights leaders, they would not have been a part of that whatsoever. They are very, very, they're a pocket nigga, you know. They are the nigga that's in the white master's hip pocket, got him hemmed up nice and tight. They don't fight, you know. They will definitely, you know, in today's current modern day, they'll file a lawsuit against somebody that violates their civil rights, but these are people that in no way, shape, or form would have ever fought for those civil rights, you know. So that's why they say I talk too much, I'm too vocal. Basically, it's their way of agreeing with a white supremacist that would say you're an uppity, loudmouth nigger who needs to shut the fuck up and mind your own damn business. You need to watch how the fuck you talk to us white people. We're better than you, we're higher than you, we have more money than you. And my own genetic family would concur with that. Now you know why I'm so estranged from them. Our values do not align whatsoever. They're very, very pro-money. They're very, very, not only parasitic, but they're also predatory. Very predatory people. I have an aunt, sister of the aunt that I'm speaking of now. She's a preacher woman, and she has her clergy license. She goes into Atlantic City Hospital, and she says that she's walking the floors, praying for people. It's true and not so true. Basically, she is like a miniature traveling 700 club. You know, people who are in their sickness, who are desperate for a heal, you know, to get cured, to be made better. She took a lot of advantage of those people. People donated a lot of money to her. I just saw a lot of ugliness that just simply, it's not what I'm about. You guys see how bad I was at my GoFundMe. God, I see other people who have them. They're more active. They're constantly making videos reminding people of it. Maybe I do need to do that. I just don't like preying on people. It's not my thing. It's not really in my nature to do that. I've worked my entire life. They have not. When I said they came up here looking for work from Florida, the bulk of them got a lot of under-the-table jobs. They did not pay taxes. And if I'm not mistaken, the preacher woman that I spoke of, the only reason why she has a source of income now, as she is now in her 80s, is because of her husband. Military man, worked many years in the casino or hotel industry as a chef. So she gets a pension, she gets benefits from him. He died, you know, like 30 years ago or something like that. But again, we see she gets the benefit from somebody else's effort. These are just simply people that I don't jive with. I don't like their ideology at all. They're very predatory. And these are people who would just simply have me shut up, sit back, and let the white man do it to you. So, no, I'm not going to do that. I am going to fight, and if it means my death, then it'll mean my death. And it is my hope that somebody, I really mean this, that somebody can maybe benefit from that death. I know the bulk of it's going to be seen as simple mental illness. It's so sad. We need to have better discussion. Oh my God, we got to talk about mental illness and ways to treat. Fuck your mental illness talk, okay? Give me my goddamn civil rights. Equality. Okay, I'll put it to you like this, because I know you guys get... You know when you see me ride my bike in 30th Street Station in Philadelphia? You don't see me give a cop or even the Amtrak guy grief when they tell me to get the fuck off. Why? I'm not supposed to be riding my bike in there. I wish they would make accommodations for my disability, because it is very hard and very painful for me to walk on that marble floor like that. But nevertheless, if it's not allowed, then it's not allowed. This tells you that I am not deranged. I am not out there with protest signs, about discrimination, it just simply isn't allowed. But if the law says I have a right to the road, and if the law says it's only as far as the right is practical, and then if the law does not say anything about a curb or the right side of a lane or a gutter or anything of the sort like that, and if the state of New Jersey does go on to elaborate exactly what it's talking about under those type of narrow lane width conditions to take the lane, Cycling Manual, pages 15 to 21, well then we don't necessarily have to say that it's my interpretation. Okay, it's the state of New Jersey. New Jersey's law, New Jersey's interpretation, ratified by New Jersey's Supreme Court. Posel v. Essex. Alright guys, I know it got long, it covered a couple of different topics, maybe it made sense. I don't know. Okay, there you go. Maybe I got a little bit of this out of my head. Total Control, 871.